Time after time, we see creatively bankrupt companies taking old IPs with beloved established characters and trying to squeeze out as much money from the beloved franchise as possible. They take these IPs, modernize them, and then push them out without really understanding what made the original character, story, movie, or game appealing to so many people in the first place. Just look at pretty much anything Disney touches these days. The original Mulan was a story about overcoming struggles, even if you are at a disadvantage, and not letting something like race or gender define who you are. Mulan doesn't quite fit in exactly how society wants her to, so instead she chooses her own path and has to overcome hardship to achieve her goal. Seeing her drive and motivation overcome her disadvantages and hardships makes her so much more of a relatable character and makes the audience want to root for her. And then, watch the remake, and Mulan is a girl boss who can do all this amazing stuff because she was born that way and because magic or something. Because Disney would never want to imply that girls might be at a physical disadvantage to men. It makes the character so much less relatable. Lion King, the original, had purposeful intent with so much what it was doing. How the music lined up with the animation, the comedy and emotion in the animation, the direction, everything. The remake is basically, hey look, we can make this movie in VR, let's animate this movie with CGI and then call it live action even though it's not live action and the animals look stupid. Oh, and let's just hire people based on their fame and nationality, not because they can actually voice these characters. That will work out well.
Black, 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 black. What? Black?
Pretty much, yeah.
Black. Hey, you ever thought about this? You know, 95% of the universe is black.
Luke Skywalker, a beacon of hope, always seeing the best in people, was one of the most beloved characters ever. And then Disney got a hold of him and turned him into this?
Feared it.
I'm sorry, but this is not Luke Skywalker. The amount of universe-breaking things that happened in the Disney Star Wars is insane. There's no more sense of time and distance. There's no logic in anything they do in these movies.
I saved you. That's how we're gonna win. Not fighting what we hate. Saving what we love.
And there's no attention to detail. It destroys the characters we once knew and the franchise that the fans had loved so much. But hey, the Force is female, so watch this Mary Sue be way better at everything than everyone else, and don't think about any of it. Just enjoy the colorful lightsabers and please keep buying the merch of Baby Yoda. I never played through the Halo games, but I'm pretty sure the story didn't revolve around diverse activist character, and I'm definitely sure this is not the Master Chief people wanted. The new Rings of Power show disrespected the original lore from Tolkien, made an existing likable character just awful, and was all around just terrible. And so when I heard a Mario movie was being made, I was kind of expecting more of the same. Mario would be nothing like the character fans had grown up with, he would be sidelined in his own movie for a different character who was more diverse, and the movie would be all around garbage. And with Illumination, I was really worried that the Toads would just be reskinned minions, but luckily my fears did not come to fruition. I enjoyed the movie. It seemed like it was made by people who actually respected the games and characters. It was cool to see a rendition of Mario and Luigi that were actually in the real-world Brooklyn. Their characters made sense for the story, and still felt like it could be the characters we know and love from the games. Yeah, Peach was a strong, independent woman, but she was actually likable, and it also made sense that she knew how to platform in the context of the story with her being raised in the Mushroom Kingdom. And it was in line with some of the games where Peach is a playable character. As someone who grew up playing these Mario games, it was fun to see so many of them being referenced on the big screen. There was the obvious references, which were fun to see. Mario doing 2D platforming, Mario Kart, seeing a Smash Bros. Fight between DK and Mario, but I think I enjoyed some of the less obvious stuff a little more. Luigi's ringtone being the GameCube startup sound. When Mario and Luigi first go down into the sewers, you see a sign in the background saying Level 1-2, and then hear the updated version of the underground music from the first game. Some of the Kongs in the crowd, hearing the Inside the Castle Walls theme from Super Mario 64 when you first see Peach's castle. Seeing Mario and Luigi spin Bowser around by holding him by the tail and then throwing him just like in Mario 64. And there was so much more. Most of the voice acting was good enough. I ended up enjoying Chris Pratt's Mario voice because he's so cool. It felt like a love letter to the fans like me who have been playing so much Mario throughout the years, and I was entertained. Not to say that everything was perfect about the movie. There's basically no story. I think the only character arc is Luigi's, because he decides to not be scared and helps fight Bowser in the end, but it's not really earned because he spent the whole movie locked in a cage. It really felt like the plan was, hey, let's advertise some of our Mario games and put the most basic story elements in the first and last 10 minutes about the power of friendship and making your parents proud or something. And the plot that was there didn't make too much sense. Hey, we need the Kong army to fight Bowser. So they go to the Kong army, who only agrees to come along if Mario plays Super Smash Bros. With Donkey Kong really quick, and he does. So the Kong army joins, and they play Mario Kart to get back, but the road breaks, and the Kong army can't get to the Mushroom Kingdom. But it's okay, because we can fight Bowser without the Kong army now anyways, I guess. And I definitely did not enjoy all of the voice acting. This is not Donkey Kong. And this is definitely not Cranky Kong. He was so awful. Most of the humor is fine, but there were some parts where I was cringing a little bit. Also, the Mario games have had so much great music, and there was so much to choose from. I was pretty disappointed when the movie decided to just use random overused radio songs like Take On Me, instead of a rendition of a classic Mario song. People always give the excuse, it's just a kid's movie, it doesn't have to make sense or actually be good. But I think the best kids' movies are really meant for everyone. The classics have humor, themes, and storylines that can be enjoyed by everyone, and this movie doesn't seem to even try to do that. I saw this with someone who hasn't played as much Mario as I have, and I felt a little bad for her because I'm sure she didn't get a lot of the references. All in all, I enjoyed this movie. It was a breath of fresh air seeing an old beloved character being treated with respect. They definitely played it safe with this movie though, and I'll probably forget about it in a couple months. I would give this movie a positive review score, but there was no so long Gay Bowser. 0 out of 10.